Peace family, this is Daku. Maybe a week or so ago I mentioned using a pop-up tent frame as a trellis for your vining plants. We have quite a few vining plants here. We have some pole beans, we have some tomatoes, we have some blackberries, we have some sweet potato plants, which through my experience vine a little more than all the rest of the plants. Okay, so when you are growing in an urban setting, trellising is very important because it's going to save a lot of space. If you look here, this is our sweet potato plant. We're going to use that as an example for right now. The sweet potato plant, we first used a tomato cage for it to trellis on. But I guess we forgot from last year's experience that the sweet potato plants or vines are going to go all over the place, and they're going to run even more than our cucumbers that you see down there and any of the other plants. So instead of pulling the tomato cage up, we attached a bungee cord with hooks on the end like the one I'm holding here, okay, to the cage, and we attached the other end to the pop-up tent frame. And as you can see, the sweet potato vine has reached beyond the pop-up tent frame. So potentially with this pop-up tent frame, you can grow quite a bit of trellising, vining plants. All right. Like I said, we have the sweet potatoes, we have the blackberries, we have the cucumbers down there, we have some string beans, and we have some tomatoes. All of them could potentially use this frame as a trellis. All right, we follow this all the way around. That's a lot of space that they would have sprawled all over the ground and taken up too much space in the garden. But if we look down on the ground here, the ground is almost completely free of vining plants, with the exception of where we planted them. All right, so this space we use as walking paths instead of having to avoid all of these vining plants stretching all over the place. So this is about an 8-foot area right here, the 8 square foot area. Imagine what it would have been like if we hadn't used trellises. They would have sprawled all over the place. And probably this one vine is taller than I am, and this thing is 8 feet tall, so that's about 8 feet. Imagine 8 feet in all directions. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sweet potato vines, all climbing. All of them are climbing. So just wanted to mention that. I know I mentioned it in another video and just in passing, and some of you may have had questions about it. All right, so if you have a pop-up tent frame that you're thinking about throwing away because maybe it's damaged, maybe something's wrong with the canopy, or if you know somebody that's getting rid of one, think about using it in your urban garden. You'll save a lot of space. This has been Daku. Peace.